Oh my gosh, we're looking for those Ricky cards. Yeah, we've got a 1981 Fleer set right there. Picking up where we left off, had to cut the previous video short, but I am back again. Bart is back with his friend Ricky. Looking for that Ricky Henderson Super Collection. It begins now, right here and right now. Got that 1980 rookie that I pulled pack fresh back when I was a wee little boy back in 1980. Along with these 15 other cards. So my super collection with the goal of 1,406 Ricky Henderson cards, no duplicates, is off to a slow start as we begin with 16 cards on our way to 1406. So let's get back to the fun. We were breaking open a set of 1981 Fleer that I won in an auction, this old crusty box. And we've gone through, you see this stack back here. This stack right there, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. And this stack here. So we've gone through about half of the box, and I haven't hit either of the Rickies that are on the checklist for the 1981 Fleer. So we will continue, but the box is on, it's right here. You can see where it's handwritten 654. There's supposed to be 660 cards in this set. And I have my fingers crossed that the cards that are missing are not Ricky. So please, Ricky, both of you, both Rickies, be in here. I'd love it if you were. Terry Poole. Jeff Burrows. So we'll keep looking for Ricky. There's Rick Sutcliffe. Hello. Look at the mop of hair, the sweet stash. Rick Sutcliffe. Went from the Dodgers to the Indians and then on to my Cubbies, where he had a glorious career. Rick Sutcliffe. Mickey Rivers. I loved Mickey Rivers. Oh, we got a double. Got a double of Mickey Rivers. Where there's Sparky. Sparky Anderson. Jerry Turner. Bruce Kim with his softball jersey on. Come on, Ricky. Where are you? Jim Rice. I liked him a lot. Although he was scary as a kid, you know, he always had kind of a gruff look on his face. Jim Rice did. Had those big old meaty forearms. Scared me a little bit as a kid, but I enjoyed watching him. Let's flip these over for our viewing pleasure. Dennis Littlejohn right there in the batting cage. Dave Kingman, yes sir. Dave Kingman, he would hit some absolute bombs. He struck out a lot, but he hit some bombs. You could see right there with the Cubbies in 78, he hit 28 home runs. In 79, he led the league with 48. Batted .288, 48 home runs, 115 RBIs. Struck out 131 times. Now that's nothing. 1980, hit 18 home runs, but he was injured that year. Dave Kingman. He brought me a lot of joy. Remember that game against the Phillies? It was like 22-21. Kingman hit a couple of just monster shots. But unfortunately, Michael Jack Schmidt hit a couple of monsters also. Phillies won by 1 run. Charlie Spikes. Look at that. Carl Yastrzemski. That's a sweet card. 400 home run card. Yes, sir. Doyle Alexander. Terry Forster. Mike Scioscia. Look at that checklist. Look at this checklist of the Phillies. Get a load of these guys. Pete Rose. Larry Boa. Manny Trio. Bob Boone. Mike Schmidt. Steve Carlton. Tug McGraw. Bake McBride. Greg Luzinski. Dickie Knowles. Keith Moreland. Bob Walk. Lonnie Smith, Sparky Lyle, Greg Gross, Gary Maddox, George Vukovich, Tim McCarver. Hello. Talk about stacked. Gotta go right there. Davey Lopes. Remember that infield for the Dodgers for so many years? Garvey, Lopes, Ron Say. Why am I flaking on the shortstop's name? Oh, completely blanked. He had a very common name. There's Gary Matthews, indeed. There's Ron Say. We were just talking about the Penguin. He ended up over on those Cubbies. Look at Mr. Baseball, Reggie Jackson. Number 44 with the Yankees. He was number 8 with the Orioles and the A's. I just picturing him swinging the bat and his back knee almost hitting the ground, touching the ground. Now a lot of guys have a similar swing, kind of like a Juan Soto where his knee almost hits the ground. Back in the day, Reggie was the only guy I knew that did it the way that he did it. Mr. Baseball, Reggie Jackson, loved him. Dusty Baker, yes indeed. Dan Dreesen, Broderick Perkins, Tim Foley. There's the golden arm, Steve Carlton. Lamar Johnson, stepping up into the men's softball league right there. Ricky, still waiting. Larry Bittner. Harold Baines. This is his rookie card as far as I know. He would go on to, as you know now, have a Hall of Fame career. Harold Baines. Sammy Stewart. This card's got a little problem there. Bo Diaz. Now I'm getting nervous, but there's still a lot of cards. There's a lot of cards in this box. 654, according to the handwritten message on there. Buck Martinez, Todd Cruz, Amos Otis, Tim Stoddard. Start a new pile here. Got all these cards. Look at this guy. You sure you play baseball, son? Al Bumpery, yes indeed. Dennis Leonard. Rob Wilfong, Len Barker, Daryl Porter. Look at those glasses. You could see through the pitcher's soul with those glasses. Johnny Oates. Look at the Dodgers. Steve Gart. Now that's it. Bill Russell. That's the shortstop. Garvey, Reggie Smith, Sutton, Hooten, Lopes, Baker, Lasorda, Bill Russell at short. Look at that lineup. Rick Monday, remember him when he grabbed that flag out of center field when those protesters were trying to light the flag on fire? And he's like, not today, folks. Not in my great country. No chance. Pete Redfern, Bobby Mercer, yes. Look at the Pirates. Dave Parker, Omar Moreno, Kent TeColvey, Willie Stargell, Phil Garner, Ed Ott. Lee Lacy, Manny Sanguian, Rick Rhoden, Tim Foley. I miss the days when you knew all of the players on the teams. I mean, I love free agency, but man, guys move around so often. Goose Gossage, how about that? John Grubb. But back in the day, you knew every player on every team, at least the starters. Couple of the top pinch hitters. Jim Palmer, Steve Stone, Mike Flanagan, Al Bunbury, Doug DeCinze. Look at these guys. Tippy Martinez, remember him? Lee May, Eddie Murray, Hall of Famer. Dick Hauser. Al Oliver, Brian Downing. Come on, loaded. Loaded. Ivan DeJesus. Yes, sir. He could play the shortstop. He had a couple years where he was batting well, too. Let's see if we have any in here. He batted .283 in 1979. Wasn't much of a power guy. 3 home runs, 5 home runs, 3 home runs. You can steal the bases, though. 31, 24, 41, 24, 44. Ivan DeJesus. I used to mimic, he'd get the ball deep in the hole, do the old jump throw. Bruce Bochy. You know, Derek, oh, look at Johnny Bench. How is Johnny Bench's card the creased up card? Come on, Johnny. My favorite catcher of all time. One of the greatest players in baseball history. Johnny Bench. Julio Cruz, indeed. Luis Salazar. Junior Kennedy. Rick Rhoden. Warren Kermani. Jeff Twitty. No relationship to Conway Twitty. Ellis Valentine. Oh, look at that. Dale Murphy right behind there. He should be in the Hall of Fame in my honest and accurate opinion, but here's Ellis Valentine. 1980, batted .315. It's only 311 at bats, though. Must have been injured that year. Look at that action shot. Dale Murphy. My old high school glove is a Dale Murphy glove. Still have it. In fact, Kid 3 has been playing with it. Craig Reynolds. Chris Spire. Remember him? Look at Louis Tiant. Oh my goodness. Louis Tiant. Look at the number of complete games through here. 12, 23, 25, 18, 19. Complete games. 311 innings pitched. Come on. Alfredo Martinez. Back in the day, right? Al Woods, Billy Travers, John the Butcher, Billy Sample, the Astros, Art Howe, Joe Niekro, J.R. Richard. Oh my gosh, J.R. Richard. Nolan Ryan, Cesar Cedeno, Jose Cruz, Joaquin Andujar, Alan Ashby, Joe Morgan was on that team. Craig Reynolds. Well, there's Larry Boa. Believe it or not, probably statistically the best shortstop in the 1970s, Larry Boa. Certainly the best glove, one of the best gloves, that's for sure, of the 1970s. Ricky, there's Ron Guidry. He was an ace. Ricky, Don Money. Where are you? Hello, Ricky. Don Quisenberry. Lucy. Remember Oscar Gamble in the 70s? The fro that he had in the 70s? Hello. Rick Sofield. Toby Hara. Glenn Abbott. Dave Edwards. Rich Gale. Wayne Garland. Mike Flanagan. Yes, sir. Mike Krukow. Remember him? Remember those Cubs baby blues with the pinstripes? Whoa. Got that bend action in these cards. Fall over like a avalanche, a waterfall. Clint Hurdle, Gary Alexander, Mark Bellinger. Oh, those White Sox uniforms. Come on. Come on, Ricky. Are you in here? We need both of you. I got to grow my 16 cards into 1406. And right now, we're having a tough time. Dennis Martinez. Yep, that was Pedro's brother. There's Steve Trout. Look at that. How young was he there? Mike Squires, Jeff Newman, Steve Kemp, Chet Lemon. I used to slap my glove on my leg like Chet Lemon when I'm camped under a can of corn. Dave Parker, the Cobra. Oh my gosh. 1979 All-Star Game. Made a play out in right field, threw a BB. He threw out two guys that day in that game. I think he threw out Darryl Porter at third, and then I can't remember who he threw out at home, but it was unbelievable. Threw a BB from deep in right field on the fly. You're out. Look at this guy. 317, 288, 282, 308, 313, 338, 334, 310. While hitting bombs, 25, 13, 21, 30, 25, 17. Dave Parker, not in the Hall of Fame. How's that possible? You tell me. You tell me how that is not. Look at Dennis Lamp. Look at that stash. Ooh, Dennis Lamp. Loving every minute of it. Willie Hernandez. Yes, indeed. I remember Willie. Lee Lacy. Yep. Ken Oberkfell. It's the Mets. How about the Mets with Lee Mazzilli, John Stearns, Alex Trevino, Joe Torre, Elliot Maddox, Claudell Washington, Joel Youngblood, Pat Zachary, Jeff Reardon, Wally Backman, Jerry Morales. Richie Hebner. Larry Parrish. I liked Larry Parrish. Dan Ford. There's an action shot for you. A couple of them. Mike Norris. He was pretty good. Pretty good. There's those Brewers. Gorman Thomas, Ben Ogilvy, Sal Bando, Robin Yount, Sixto Lizcano, Paul Molitor, Don Money, Buck Martinez, Cecil Cooper, Jim Dwyer. Remember Danny Ainge? Oh, yes, look at that. Dan Ainge. Oh, I forgot all about this card. Danny Ainge. Didn't play with those Blue Jays, did he? Went on to the Boston Celtics. Won a handful of titles with Larry Bird and the Chief Robert Parrish. That was a great team. Sal Bando. Game Saver Tug McGraw. Dick Drago. Garth Eorg. There's Paul Molitor, future Hall of Famer from that picture, now in the Hall of Fame. Rick Cerrone. Jose Morales. There's John Milner. He could play. Cliff Johnson. Chuck Tanner. Joel Youngblood. Serviceable. J.R. Richard. He was one of the best. When he was rolling, he was unhittable. Look at those strikeouts. 176, 214, 214, 303, 313, 119. Oh. Complete games. 14, 13, 16, 19. J.R. Richard. Look him up. He was the dude. He was one of the dudes. He was on the team with Nolan Ryan. Look at this. The Red Sox, Yastrzemski and Rice, Fred Lynn, Carlton Fisk, Dennis Eckersley, Dwight Evans, Tony Perez. Come on. Come on now. Still looking for Ricky. Bobby Bonds. Okay. We know who he is. I remember he used to strike out a ton, but he was a leadoff man, but he would hit the home runs. Look at that. 32, 26, 33, 26, 39, 21, 32, 10, 37. He was injured, then came back, hit 29, 25, and he could flat out fly. Look at the stolen bases. 45, 48, 26, 44, 43, 41, 30, 30, 41. Very nice. Bobby Bonds. Not in the Hall of Fame either. Certainly his son belongs in the Hall of Fame. I know a lot of people would argue that because of his steroid usage, but guess what? He's still a Hall of Famer in my book. He was great before, during, and after his steroid usage. Wayne Gross. I'm actually getting a little sad here thinking that, look at Don Zimmer. Remember Popeye? Look at Rod Carew. Yes, sir. He had a great career. Rod Carew. Look at that. Look at the batting average. 366. 307, 318, 350, 364, 359, 331, 388 in 1978. Rod Carew. Lists him here, first base, DH. Played a lot of second base with the Twins. That's how. Oh, look at Billy Buckner. The name of my brother's fantasy baseball team in the league we play in, his team name is Buckner's Mustache. Oh, I loved Billy Buck. Loved him. Scott Thompson. Omar Moreno. Move him over to the sweetheart pile. Larry Bradford. Art Howe. Second base. Lenny Randall. Ed Ott. Dave Winfield. Winnie. Man, that guy could flat out play. 6'6". Dave Winfield. He had a nice long career. Could have played in the NBA. Could have played in the NFL. Bill Caudell. Jim Bibby. Gene Tennis. Steve Howe. George Foster again. Manny Sanguian. Bob Shirley. Mike Easler. John Curtis. Ken Griffey. Look at that. Look at that handsome lad. Remember the game when Junior was a rookie and Senior played for the Mariners as well. I remember them hitting back-to-back jacks. That game gave me the chills. Had a little tear in my eye. Are you crying over there, Bart? No, I'm not crying. I was watching the game with some of my buddies down at Vincennes University. Oh, Ricky, I'm getting nervous. We're down to the last couple of stacks here, and we have hit 0 Ricky Hendersons. Looking for 2 of them to add to my meager collection. Currently, there's Steve Carlton, Pitcher of the Year. Currently with 16 Ricky Henderson cards in my collection. That will be growing to 1,406 before your very eyes, I would say. So, if you are not a subscriber, please do so now. If you want to listen to the old podcast, check it out wherever podcasts can be found. The Baseball Card Podcast, Mike Tyson. Yep, he also played baseball in the 70s and 80s, Mike Tyson. Rick Monday. Click the old like button. Leave me a couple comments here and there. Check out all the videos. Make sure that you have the notification bell set so you know when the... There's Bill Russell. That's the name I flaked on earlier. Shortstop. Jay Johnstone was in the outfield. Alfredo Griffin. Click on the old notification bell so that you are notified each and every time one of these sweetheart videos is posted. Tony Scott. Look at that fro. That's so sweet. Mario Soto. That's Juan's dad. There's Dave Roberts. Jim Cott would go on and be a Hall of Famer. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, we got ourselves a Dawson card. There's the Hawk with the Expos. Look at that guy. Look at that, 1980, batted .308, 17 home runs, 87 RBIs. He'd go on to win the MVP with my Cubbies in 1987. Andre Dawson. Dick Williams. Tom Paciorek, Keith Hernandez. Before he went over to the Mets, he did play a handful of years with the Cardinals. 1980, batted .321, 16 home runs, 99 RBIs, 14 stolen bases, 191 hits. Oh, look at that. In 79, he had 210 hits. Keith Hernandez. There is Mike Vicky Vale, Vicky Vale, Randy Moffat, Bob Horner, Ron LaFleur, Reggie Smith, Bruce Benedict, Leon Durham, yes sir. Leon Durham, rookie. Before he would move on over to my Cubbies and play a very sound first base, Tippy Martinez right there, Tony La Russa. Hey, I'm back. Hal McRae. Remember his son Brian McRae? Nino Espinosa. There's the Blue Jays checklist. Some notable names there. California Angels with Rob Carew, Bobby Grich, Carney Lansford, Don Baylor, Joe Rudy, Jim Fregosi, Frank Tanana, Dickie Thon, Brian Downing, Dave LaRoche, Alfredo Martinez. All kinds of notable players there. And this is it. We're down to the final stack. I can't believe it. There's nothing up my sleeve and now nothing in the box. Oh my gosh. Come on, Ricky. Make an appearance. You're making this too. You're getting me real nervous here. The drama is growing. Dave Concepcion, part of that big red machine. Larry Herndon. Ted Cox with those Sweet Mariner helmet. Ed Farmer, remember him? Daryl Jackson, Buddy Bell. Rich Murray. Vida Blue, indeed. Vida Blue. He had himself a nice career. Liked him a lot. You're pretty old, Bart. You remember all these guys? Frank White. Joe Charbonneau. How about that? If you guys are Indians fans, now the Guardians, you remember Joe Charbonneau because he was going to be the next Babe Ruth. Joe Charbonneau. Look at that. He did bat .289 with 23 home runs and 87 RBIs back in 1980. Never did pan out as Babe Ruth. Babe Ruthian. Scott McGregor. Gary Gray. Steve Garvey, most hits in the NL, and it was 200. Look, he had 3 in a row. Look at that. 200, 210, 200, 192, 202, 204, 200. Steve Garvey. Also not in the Hall of Fame. Come on, folks. Let's get some of these guys in there. Mike Davis, Dickie Thon. There is the Tigers. We got Fidrich and Trammell and Whitaker. Oh my, Lance Parrish. Al Cowens. Kirk Gibson. I've heard of him. You probably have too. Joe Rudy. I remember Joe Rudy. Thad Bosley, yes. Billy Martin. Who could forget him? Oh, man. Look, I'm an athlete. Greg Pryor. It's not nice, Bart. Oh, I'm getting actually a little upset because they must have pulled the Rickies out of here. How dare they? How would they know? Hey, I think this guy going to win the auction. He's a big Ricky Henderson guy. Let's pull both of them out. There's UL Washington. Rafael Ramirez. Bill Lee. There he is. Bruce Sutter with the bat in hand. Getting ready to throw that splitter. One of the first closers. Man, he could throw that splitter. Couldn't you? Look at this once he started pitching as the closer. 31 save, 27, 37, 28. Went over to the Cardinals, helped them win the World Series. Bruce Sutter. Steve Stone, look at that. Pitcher of the year. And if you've never heard Steve Stone call a game, he's with the White Sox. He was with my Cubbies for many years as a broadcaster. He's one of the best in the business, and he will basically tell you every pitch that should be pitched and guesses them right so many times. Dwayne Murphy. Richie Zisk. got this big stack here because I'm going to be staring at the backs of those cards for probably hours today. Studying the old statistics. Come on, Ricky. Why? This can't be possible. I'm going to have to delete these videos. Roy, Tommy Boggs, Joe Niekro. Of all these cards, the 2 cards, the one... Uh-oh, I see an A's. I see an A's. Can it be? Can it be? Can it be? Can it be? Oh, Frank Pastore. And it's not. You are not Ricky Henderson. Rick Langford, Jeff Leonard, Twins checklist. Willie Stargell. Hello. Willie Stargell. Dick Tidrow, remember him? Look at Willie. Had quite a career. 282 lifetime at this point. Look how many games he had played, how many years he had played. 472 home runs. Willie Stargell, Dick Tidrow. Cubs weren't great back in the early days, but they always had my heart, those Cubbies. I have to apologize. I actually can't believe it. This entire box, look how long this box is. Beep, 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 beep. But that was the big clue, wasn't it? Right there was the big clue. Should be 660 cards. It was 654. No wonder I got such a good deal in the auction on it. Somebody had already gone through and pulled all the sweethearts, like both Ricky Hendersons, out of it. But the search will go on. Got to add to my 16-card Ricky Henderson collection. I will be doing that. I do have some other boxes here, and I've got my fingers crossed that we will find Ricky inside of those. But that brought back a lot of great memories, all those sweetheart cards, all those old players. Thanks for watching the video. Check out all of this stuff right there. And I will see you in the next video.